understands how important it is. Teamwork is, and had the opportunity to visit with him at length. So just commend you on being on these meetings, because all it's going to do is fuel your growth and get you to where you want to be a whole lot quicker.
Yeah, that's so true. And guys, just even though, we have these meetings, this can feel like the loneliest business in the world when you feel like you're on your own or you have a really bad week. I know about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm human. I had 17 appointments and I sat with 2 people, not 3. I closed all 3 of them. But when you're thinking I had 17, this is kind of a failure business if you think about it from that perspective, because you're going to sure fail more than you succeed. But at the same time, when you're putting in the time, the effort, and the work, you can't help but hit. And I think it's so easy to focus on, man, I went all week long. I ended up with 16 appointments for the week. I only closed 4 people for $8,000. And then you have to go back and kind of check yourself. Me and Tim talk about this a lot. You have to check yourself and realize how many people truly had the opportunity to be able to go out and make $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $8,000 in a week. And even if it's smaller than that, 3 or 4, 5,000, how many people had an opportunity to do that? So it's just, I know it sounds cliche. I know it might even sound stupid at this point because you guys have heard it over and over again, but it is buying leads. It's making the dials, it's getting in contact with people. And when you start to shift your mindset of, I'm investing in leads and I'm calling these people because they ask for the help, your business will grow. Your paradigm will shift. So great point, Tim. Appreciate that. My good news is I woke up this morning, and the rest of you guys did too. A lot of people that didn't. So I'm very blessed and humbled to do that every day. And I'm blessed and humbled to be here. So Brad's going to be doing the life training, which is one of my favorite things to do in the home, because you're not guessing when you're actually doing your presentation with people. So it's on our website. Also, I think Tim Nolan, or Tom Nolan on our website. You guys will see that. If you go to our website and check that out, it's about 7.5 minutes in. So you don't have to hear all the rest of the fluff. But it's a great presentation. So excited for Brad to do that today.
Excuse me, Corey, can I say one thing, buddy? I'm sorry.
Absolutely, Gregory. Anytime.
I just want to just let's think about those guys that everybody's going through that, who've been affected by Hurricane Ida, all the way from Louisiana all the way up to New York. And I didn't really realize how bad it was in New York till I started watching some of the videos on CNN and talking to some of my friends that are in New York City. I was thinking maybe in the outskirts, upstate New York, but in New York City, the subways and all of that. So New Jersey and all of those areas have been affected, as well as our brothers and sisters down in the Gulf Coast area. So if you guys have any family down there, if you guys were affected, we really are praying for you, and we really want you guys to be okay. And if there's anything we can do, even if it's just to say, hey, we're thinking about you, we're here for. And I know Corey feels the same, because me and him talk about this type of stuff all the time. We don't just talk about insurance, we talk about just the humanity of people all the time. So so anybody, I don't know where everybody's located at, but anybody who's been affected or have family, we do love you. We may not know you by name, but we do love you, we do care about you, and we do want the best for you and your family. So thanks for that minute, Corey.
Appreciate that. That's why we have these meetings. Pulls us together. There's an agent that just transitioned. She's not moving here, but she just transitioned here. She left before the storm came, and she said where she lives in New Orleans, she goes, I'm pretty sure my stuff's probably wiped out. So she's going to be transitioning here to St. Louis for a while. So had an awesome opportunity to talk to her the other day. But thank you, Gregory, for that. So you guys have been seeing all of the lead programs and platforms that are coming out and everything. It's a lot to keep up with. And I'm trying to keep my arms around it. So I'm constantly on Facebook. I'm constantly texting people that I know are, kind of in the know, if you will, at the home office. And those things will continue to come out. So just take a look at some of them. I know Tim and I have kind of, I don't want to say silently, but we've kind of talked, we've committed to a bunch of different resources in reference to leads, and we're investing real money into it. So as we're going through these, we will be letting you guys know how they go. I've currently got 4 programs going right now as we speak. And I'll be able to let you guys know here in about, 4 to 6 weeks how those are going and if it's a good idea to invest in them. But we try to do that stuff. Anything I make in overrides, I try to take it, throw it right back into the business. And that's where, not that my overrides are a lot, it's only 5%, but all of that is going back into those types of programs and everything else, just so you guys know. And I'll go over this here in a second. I'm going to pause on that. Anything anybody else has to add before we get into the meat of the meeting? So I want to make sure Brad has plenty of time. All right, Amy, you're up. Is there anything that administrative or anything like that you'd like to add? I know you sent a PSA out yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, just to reiterate that I don't know how many of you that are on the meeting are active in Slack or saw that, but it basically just said to be active in Slack, be active in the meetings. If you have a team underneath you, to make sure that they are active in Slack and on the meetings as well, because I get repetitive questions all day, every day. And they're questions that either the agent hasn't gone to their direct upline about, or their direct upline has referred them to me, which is fine. But these are questions that are answered in these meetings and on Slack. And there's just a wealth of information in Slack, as some of you know. If you go in there and poke around, just briefly, you'll find a lot of stuff. So be active in Slack, the meetings, and encourage your team, if you have one, to do the same.
Yeah. And guys, the reason that's important is, if you're building your team, you should be in contact with that person. Your first line of defense should be your leadership person. We're here to help. We're here to support. I want to make sure you guys are getting everything you need. I think that's the big difference between us and a lot of other organizations here at FFL. We want to make sure you guys get what you need. But at the same time, you have to plug yourself into the systems like you guys have. You showed up this morning. The other part of that is plugging into Slack. The reason we have Slack, I wasn't a big proponent of it when we had it. I liked GroupMe and all the other platforms, but now I really do. I've learned to embrace it. We put the information out there for you guys to have it. You just got to take the time to go out there and look at it, right? We'll go from there. So thank you, Amy. I'm sure I'll be swinging back to you at the end to see if there's anything else left to do there. All right, let's get into this thing. All right. Praying for no technical difficulties this morning. All right, so we'll get this thing fired up. All right, I always have this thing teed up and it always moves on me. So HCMS, for those of you guys that are new, HCMS is a system where all of your licenses and all that kind of stuff will go. If you have an up, or if you have a downline, if you have people that you're partnered with, you'll be able to see them in there. You'll be able to see commission changes, all that kind of stuff. So make sure once you get your licenses, as you're receiving them, or if you're already a vet here and you need to, you're adding a license, make sure you're going there and adding it to HCMS. There are videos on our website, fflgenesis.com, that has all of this information on there. You can go and watch the short videos to figure that out, or we have some meetings and stuff like that every other Saturday. This would be the other Saturday, but if I know we have a lot of new people, if you guys are up for it and somebody wants me to do the training tomorrow at 8 or 8:30, just send me a Slack. I'm happy to get on and do a one-on-one, or whoever wants to show up. It'll only take about an hour or less. So if there's any questions, open questions you have, I can answer them to the best of my ability. New monthly producer bonus. You guys are going to see this every single week. So I want to make sure we're always bringing new people in, new life, new blood, and making sure that you guys don't forget 30,000 issue pay in a month. This bonus was just rolled out literally just a few weeks ago from Sean, which is fantastic. 30,000 issue pay in a month is a $500 bonus. 40,000 is $750. 50 is $1,000, and it just goes on and on. These are non-charge backable bonuses. So once it hits your account, it's yours to do whatever you want to do with, which is pretty awesome. We have our grand opening that's rapidly coming up here. Getting pretty excited about. Our CEO, Sean, will be here for a ribbon cutting. We'll also have, I think, Eric Hamadi, Dave Witcher, Todd Hausberger. I'm sure a few others will come. So everybody's welcome. We'll have a good time, give you guys an opportunity that haven't seen the office. There's a very nice office that we're blessed and fortunate enough to be able to have as a home, if you will, for our team. If you guys are on WorkSpots, this is extremely easy to do. It's a quick way to get 25% off. I will post this on Slack. The left side of this, as you can see by the logo, is Google. For those of you guys that have Google phones, I won't pick on you, I promise. And then everybody that's on the right that has an Apple phone, all you have to do is take a picture of that, slide down, and you will see it will have a thing that says write a review. Click on it, write a quick review about WorkSpots, and then send an email to Fabiana. That's all you have to do. And they will send you a 25%. I did it yesterday. It took 20 seconds. Very easy. Type it up, screenshot it, send it to Fabiana. Anybody have any questions about that?
Yeah, I tried to look for where to do the review yesterday and I didn't see it. Am I just blind?
No, I did actually, Renee, that's exactly why I put this on here. I did the same thing. I tried to do it 3 or 4 times. So this is how this works, guys. When I'll post this on Slack again, all you need to do is take your phone. Maybe you need to copy, paste it, email it to yourself, whatever, but you need to take your phone, go to your pictures or your camera on your phone and hover over it. If you're on the left-hand side is Amazon, right-hand side is Apple. When you hover over it, this is a QR code. It's going to pop up. You tap the top of your screen. At least you do if you're an Apple user, and it's going to come up. Simply scroll down the page a little bit, and on the left-hand side of the page, it's going to say write a review. When you click that, all you have to do is just write the review and hit submit.
Okay.
Yeah, I played around with it forever, Renee, until I figured it out yesterday. And then I was like, I felt pretty stupid after that because it literally took me 20 seconds. So again,
Can I add one thing in there?
Absolutely.
You want to, when you do your review, you want to take a snapshot of it before you click post a review, because you got to have that to send to Fabiano, because it takes a little while for them to review that and put it on Apple in the App Store. So you want to take a snapshot of that right before you submit it, so you can send that to Fabiano to get credited.
That's a great point. And I knew to do that because I've done reviews before. Because what they do, guys, it's not instant because they want to make sure somebody didn't put in something defamatory, or you just have people that do that kind of weird stuff, something defamatory or a bunch of profanity or whatever the case is, just to be stupid, to be honest. So yeah, it does take a little while to filter through the system and then it shows up. So I did mine on my phone. I scanned it again, opened up my camera, took my camera and just held it over the QR code. The QR code thing will show up at the top of the screen. You tap it. The logo is going to come up for work spots.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
I'll just take care of it, and when I do my life, I'll just do it when they share the screen. I've got it all set up for you.
Okay. You know what? Fantastic.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, it'll take 1 minute. Yeah.
It's super quick.
But yeah, you're on the right direction. Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks, Brad. And thank you,
no
Gregory, for that. Because if I wouldn't have known to do that, I would not have done a screenshot. Then I would have been like, where'd it go? So very good. Renee, I appreciate you putting that out there. You know, everybody wanting a room with you guys, please, there's a cost perspective to this that's coming right out of your leadership's pocket. So if you're not attending, that's okay. Nobody's going to force you. You're not going to be shunned or anything like that at all. We're just trying to make sure we're putting resources in place for you guys to win. Like, we're spending money out of our own pocket to help. So we're putting these trainings on monthly. But don't think, oh, I'll go to next month, because next month might not come or something can happen or whatever the case is. So, take advantage of it now. The open house, as we just mentioned, is coming up on the 20th, the 21st and 22nd. Obviously, this was done by design. We'll start the training at 1 o'clock on the 21st and we'll end by 5:30 or maybe a little bit before on the 22nd. I promise you want to attend this training, because some of the questions you might have or some of the things you're tripping up on in-house and that kind of stuff, and maybe you haven't taken the time to watch the videos, that stuff will be done and you will be working on it, not just standing or sitting there listening to us. You're going to actively be doing these things. And iron sharpens iron. That's the reason why we're doing it. We're going to start bringing you guys in once a month and going from there. As we get bigger, as a team gets bigger, those kind of things, more resources will be put into getting hotel rooms and, those kind of things. But the agenda's already been put together. We're in process of putting the program together now. I promise you it'll be a good training. Please, 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 if you're going to attend, we've only had 2 people RSVP, and that's okay. We only have 2. The show will be the same. But please RSVP by the 13th. That way we can make arrangements for the other things that'll be going on and go from there. So it's just a next level training. We'll go all the way from when you guys buy a lead, and we'll cover some lead vendors, talk about that, dig into those things, show you some stuff on the screen, and we'll go all the way to what you should do if you're not already, and maybe get a couple more tips, and maybe you'll share something that somebody didn't know. But we'll go all the way through the post-sale of sending out the card, when to send the cards out to your clients, what to put in it, just everything from top to bottom. So please reserve. All you have to do is just send me an email and I'll put you on the list. We only had 2 people so far reserved. This is another one of our lead vendors. After this week, I'll just post this on Slack. I won't keep bringing this one up. This was the latest one that at least Integrity purchased The other ones are just partnered right now, but I know I've been told that there's 2 more companies that Integrity is getting ready to purchase. So if you think about it from that standpoint, guys, we're already the largest IMO for final expense and mortgage protection in the country by more than $100 million. And if you think about what Integrity is doing, they're buying some of the best or top lead vendors across the country. By doing that, guess what happens? At some point, because these things continue to change, there's always the next thing with leads, right? As you guys are experiencing. But as we continue to get bigger and they continue to buy up some of the top lead vendors, whether it's mail-in or Google or Facebook, when they start to do that, our competitors are only going to be left with scraps or very expensive leads and those kinds of things. So I think that's pretty cool that they're doing that. This particular one is a mail vendor. So what that means is they're actually sending out snail mail, but these programs are great. I have an appointment tomorrow. I actually did a mail drop with a company and I've had 3 leads come in so far, which is pretty awesome. It is not these guys though, but what they do is these are 100% exclusive. And what happens is you can lock out an area, but it's first come, first serve. You have to email the lady at the bottom of the screen. I believe her name is Heather. You email her and you can check and see if your area or your cities are available. If they do first class mail, which is apparently recommended, it's 69 cents per. You have to do a minimum order of 1,000. So that'd be $690, right? You sell one of them, you're going to get your money back, right? They send out that 1,000, you can expect for direct mail to get 1 to 3% and go from there. If they do standard mail, it's 56 cents. I actually screenshotted it and I thought I put it on here, but I'll show you guys and I'll put Mid-Atlantic Marketing, what their actual mailer looks like. I got my hands on that yesterday. So I'll put that out there for you guys. Also, final expense, you can see down at the very bottom above, I'll just call her, I think it's Tremblay, because I think her name is Heather. But anyway, above that final expense, so you can do 1,000 final expense mailers for 39 cents. So that'd be $390. You're going to get 1 to 3% back out of the 1,000 and go from there. This used to be the only way this business was done is via the mail. So, all right, our training program. So as you guys know, Dial Days are Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah, somebody got a question?
Yeah, it's Roger.
Yeah,
I was just going to ask, in regard to the vendor you're just talking about, the Mid-Atlantic. I think there was a question, I believe last week, in regard to how often you have to buy from them in order to keep that area locked out. And I think you'd put out a question to them, and I was just curious if you had found out the answer.
Well, you guys know I'm honest with you guys. I've emailed Heather twice and have not heard back from her. So,
and I called Betty and she didn't get back to me either.
So maybe that ain't a good sign, but I'm gonna make a note. Thank you for that too, Renee, because I know that's one that you're looking at as well. I'm gonna make a note to email her. Brad, did you say something?
No, it's Brian. Heather, I emailed her twice and I got no response either.
Okay. You know what I'm going to do, you guys? Because Andrew Taylor posted something in a leadership group yesterday. I'm going to reach out to Andrew Taylor and let him know that we've got four or more people on our squad that's reached out to Heather and she hasn't gotten back. So that's kind of bad business to me, to be honest with you. And this could be a great program, but because we have somebody that's not doing their job. So I will reach out to Andrew Taylor on this today. No response. Okay. Got it. Thank you guys very much. Roger, to answer your question, have not heard back. I will tell you typically what happens. And Mark, you can throw in your 2 cents here. Mark's our local expert for mail order or mail drop, I should say. Typically, guys, what they want in most cases, don't hold me to this, it's weekly. Typically, they want a weekly drop, at least to get started. Some of them are monthly. So I'll try to get my arms around, I'll email Andrew. I'm sure if he sprinkles himself on Heather or somebody at Mid-Atlantic, we'll get responses. So, all right. Thank you guys for bringing that up.
I've got a little input on the direct mail.
Go ahead, Mark. Yep.
To do a first class drop, it's going to be a minimum 500 order. Standard mail, which is bulk mail is what it is, just a little bit slower service, is 200. The companies may have their own minimums, but just as a rule of thumb, I have found don't waste your time on less than 1,000 at a time. The numbers will skew in your favor if you mail at least 1,000. If you're only mailing 200 or 500, even 0.5% off in response rate can really kill your ROI. So I would look at targeting at least 1,000 when you're going to do a mail drop.
And Mark, would you say, thank you, by the way, and would you say, I hate going to you all the time for this, but you're a local expert. What now, if you get 1% out of 1,000, that's 10, right? Not the best, but here's the deal. When you're doing mail drop and you're getting a response, even at 1%, those people are pretty good buyers. Would you say that, Mark, in most cases?
Absolutely.
So if your average case is $1,000 and you at 1%, you only got 10 back. I think 1% of 1,000 is 10. You got 10 back, right? And you wrote 5. You spent 300 and let's call it $360. Even if you just did the final expense one, you spent $360 to make $5,000.
Yep.
So let's call it $5,000 and $400. So you made $4,600 profit. And again, this used to be the only way this business was done up until really just a few years ago when Facebook came out. And now I think you're going to start to see it's shifting to Google, which Tim sent me something that just blew my mind last night. And I was up till about 2 o'clock in the morning screwing around with it. Thank you, Tim Below. But thanks for that, Mark. That's much appreciated. And you guys have a great resource in-house with Mark. Not that you need to bug him, but with this stuff.
No, I'll be glad to help anybody. And one other thing, if there's a way for you to get a hard or a digital copy of the list, ask for it when they drop your mailing.
That way you own the list.
Yeah, that way you got, say you get a 1% response rate on 1,000, you still got 990 people you're marketing with, depending on what's in the list. Obviously, it's going to have a name and an address. Maybe it has a phone number. Maybe it has an email address. So just keep that in mind. You can do follow-up marketing if you've got the list.
Yeah. And guys, please, the most important thing he just said in that last stretch there is getting the list electronic or digitally, like in a CSV file or an Excel file, because then that list can be uploaded into programs, which I'm working on something right now that's pretty incredible. It really is. I think it's going to flip our whole team if it does what I think it's going to do. But when you have those lists, you can upload those lists into programs that will do all the heavy lifting for you. And then you just pick up the phone, call the people and that are reaching back out to you. So thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Anybody else have any insight on, that other lead program with Mid-Atlantic or anything like that, or anything else that they're working on right now that they'd like to share? Okay, perfect. I'm going to show you guys something here real quick before we swing. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, this Roger. I was just going to say that I found out just how challenging those Facebook marketing leads. I mean, we've got access to all those on the CRM. Now, I just took the first attempt at actually creating an ad and sponsoring and boosting it out. And over the last several days, I've only got maybe 20 interactions out of it. And I had one person that requested a PM, and I attempted, but she hasn't responded. So, I mean, that's all that I've gotten out of a sponsored ad so far that I did. So, I mean, that, shows just how valuable what we actually have available to us with those Facebook leads are.
Yeah. I'm going to show you guys, just because we're in this vein, and I'm so glad this stuff came up. So I'm going to show you guys. You guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So this is all web leads. This is another provider. Now, in full disclosure, Integrity did not purchase this company, but this is one we have a major discount through. I think the guy's name, it doesn't matter right now. I can say, you guys have received this information. You've got it.
His name's John.
Yeah, that's right. John Shannon. Here's the deal though. What you can do is you can set up a budget. So you can see I'm set up for 50 on the left-hand side. There it says credit. I'm set up for $50 a day. All right. I'm set up for a total of 6 leads. I opened up 2 different lead types. They have 3. They also have live transfer. Live transfer is very expensive, but if you want to talk to them about that, you can. Simply, for those of us that are new here, live transfer means a person fills out a form, they get the data in, it comes in, it goes into a call center that's owned by All Web Leads, and then it is transferred to you. Those are expensive, but if you want to go do business that way, you can. The other way is you set up these programs, you set up your parameters, whether you want to do statewide, local, whatever the case is. You can turn these off and on as you see fit. And here's the 12 leads that I've set up. You can see I just started my program 2 days ago. They will send me 6 leads a day unless I go in and shut this off. And you can also have them, which I had to have them, I sent the email last night to make the adjustment. If the numbers are bad or anything like that, you can simply come in here, select the outcome, and send the lead back, and they'll credit it back to you. So this is yet just another lead source that you have for out there for you that's coming in, that's consistently just dripping on you, that you can call throughout the day as they're coming in. So you can tell them 25, 50, 75, 100-mile radius. I did not want to get blown up. So I just did, I think, a 25-mile radius, some people I can get to really quickly and go from there. So right now you can see that one that says open. I actually have an appointment with Mr. Wells later this afternoon, I think 4 o'clock today. So just letting you guys know there's another lead resource. I will also tell you this, just based off of what Rogers mentioned. If you don't, I've taken some Facebook. I'm not fully certified with Facebook, but I've taken 4 classes that I've completed. It's a lot. And if you're not 100% with what you're doing, you could be wasting money. I mean, it's worth it, in my opinion, to spend a few extra bucks to have somebody set it up for you. I know Tim is running a program right now. I'm going to be running a program. I think Mariana's running a program right now. And Tim and Mariana are getting fantastic results. Tim, if you don't mind, hopefully you're in a good area and you're driving and you're safe. If you don't mind sharing what you're doing right now.
Yeah, no problem at all. What it is, guys, I had some really good luck with Game Time leads. Used to buy them pretty heavily, but Game Time had their, because of the algorithms and stuff like that. But anyway, found a program that was able to purchase, and with the help of my daughter, because I'm technically challenged on some things, I've been able to get a lead flow set up where they basically built an ad for me. So that's been running for exactly 1 week as of today. And I've gotten, as of this morning, 30 leads in. And those are high intent leads. And what I mean by that is, they're giving their name, of course, their address, but also their favorite hobby. And that was the one good thing about Game Time. And anyway, long story short, for the whole program, I think I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of about $900 put into that. But I've also gotten, like I said, 29, 30 leads so far just in the last week. And my lead cost is right at $5.06, when those leads prior would cost me about $23 to $25. So pretty happy with it. Going to probably expand it out just a little bit to some other areas. And that's the good thing about it, guys, is you can put this program into effect anywhere. So if you're going to maybe do a travel trip somewhere, buy you a bunch of leads out of CRM, but also run this down there as well. It's a little bit higher intent lead. And again, people remember, oh yeah, your last one I talked to, lady reading her Bible and doing embroidery. Oh yeah, I remember filling that out, because again, they're probably filling out more than one, but because they have that favorite hobby, that does help. So anyway, I haven't got a hold of everybody, but I've sold 3 policies off of those since last, basically Saturday was my first one.
So you got to think about it. Tim, what was your spend and lead count?
Lead count as of this last night was 29. That's and $5.06 a lead.
So think about that. So it costs a couple bucks to set it up, but you have this lead system now that's for all intents and purposes, it's just constantly dripping on you, and you're not always having to run to the CRM to get leads. So and I apologize for getting pausing the recognition, but I think this is important. When you guys are, because our business is leads, let's just call it what it is. But when you're looking at lead vendors and those kind of things, please don't just go out and drop money into a lead program or try to do it yourself. You're going to cost yourself money. Somebody here, Mark, myself, Gregory, Brett, somebody here, I guarantee you, has either talked to somebody or invested in it. So just bring it up on here, bring it up on Saturday. Hey, I was looking at this one. What do you guys think? We can reach out to home office. We can reach out to Andrew Taylor. We can reach out to some Eric Amati, who's a tech freak. We can reach out to those guys, because I guarantee you, people from across the country, because we're attached to such a large group, these vendors are reaching out to those guys and willing to give discounts on stuff just because we're FFL, because they know the volume that comes with it. So I can go over 2 more that I'm literally looking at, just so you guys know I'm not sitting on a throne someplace all day long. I'm talking to lead vendors. I had a 2-hour conversation with somebody yesterday, and not to pepper on you guys. I mean, literally, I think it will flip our age. I'll double our organization within about 45 days if this does what I think it's going to do. It's going to cost me about $500 a month, but if it's going to do what they said it was going to do, it's going to be pretty incredible. To take a step back to this all web leads, you can see that the cost of the lead, so my final expense profile, it's $8.37 for a lead. Then they have what they call their premier, which is just a different demographic. It's equivalent to our what we call our instant internet life lead. You can see it's $11.97. To pause it, I simply just hit the pause button. I can pause one or the other. I can adjust it. It has, basically the bar pie graph that shows me where they're coming from and everything else. So just letting you guys know, I just turned this thing on the 1st. I'm not endorsing it because I just started it, but I will let you guys know throughout the week what type of results we're having or any other programs that we're putting together. But the one that Tim and Mariana have, Tim, I figured out how to get out of Facebook jail last night. They finally got back with me. So I'll start that program. Hopefully it'll start this week or this weekend, and I'll have that one running as well. Any other lead questions other than the CRM?
Yeah, I have one. So Social First Digital was posted the other day.
I got you.
And one of the posts said that you get to keep whatever comes in. But when I watched the video, it states that you purchase a specified number of leads. Have you spoken to them to clarify any of that?
I haven't. And once I take some time, to be honest with you, Renee, I've looked at this one. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it because the one that Tim and Mariana and myself just set up. So I'm not going to put another $644 out there until I see what this one does. But I guarantee you sometime down the line, very soon, I'll be trying this one out as well. So I can tell you, if you Slack Eric Hamadi, him and I think Grady Polson were the ones that I think forged the deal here. So this is a much, much deeper discount than what it normally costs. But I would, just so I'm giving you a source that I know can give you the right answer, I would reach out to Eric Hamadi and ask him about SFD.
Okay.
Guys, there's a video on here. It's a pretty good video. If you go to socialfirstdigital.co, I think I put this on Slack as well, and I will re-put it out there. We just want to make sure you guys see all the sources that you have. You don't have to use them all, but what we don't want is you guys to be confused. A confused mind does nothing. But please, I'm begging you, before you invest in any of these programs, call your leadership person. Hey, is this a good one? Or do you know anything about this? Because I'm telling you, you'll burn up a bunch of funds trying to be ingenuitive. I'm telling you, because there's some bad lead vendors out there. There really are. I'm sure Mark's probably shaking his head right now. So,
Hey, Corey,
Renee, you brought this up. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry.
No,
So with the all web leads, I'm getting five leads per day. I got and this is my 3rd day. I just got my other 5 leads today. So out of the first 10 leads, I've made 3 appointments. I've sold 1, and I've gotten 1 referral from the one that I sold so far. So out of 10, 3 appointments, 1 sold so far, and the other 2 are appointments for today and this weekend.
And let's say the average lead's $10. So how many leads you get, Gregory?
I get 5 per day, so that's 10 so far. And I'm doing the premium ones, the one that are $11.97. Yeah, I haven't done the final.
I was just doing a roundup, but yeah, which makes more sense. I should probably just shift to those, but anyway, yeah, that's I'm glad you put that out there and you're having success with it. So, guys, that's what I'm saying. If when you guys bring these things up in these kind of meetings, this is what happens, and then you can hear other people saying, "I'm using this one," and then you can just take a look at them. And this is why Slack's important as well for those of us that aren't big on Slack, because you'll see this stuff out there. Take a look. You got any questions? Ask your leadership team, hey, what's going on? Do are these good or not? I'll tell you guys what I've recently done. I've used them before, but I just got more what's called happy agent leads. I know Tim loves these. Happy agent, that's the CRM. Hold on one second. So what I did with happy agent is I actually started I did their statewide. And with their statewide program, what happens is they actually can drop. I'm trying to scroll slow, guys. I know that's annoying to see that flashing across the screen. But with their statewide program, they're $15 per lead. You can see they ask for hobby, date of birth, email, blah, 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 right? But if you look down in the second quote unquote paragraph, 10 to 30% pre-booked appointments, right? So I'm going to click on the essential. Again, I'm not endorsing this. I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing. I just started this program a couple days ago. I bought 25. And then what they do is they drop another, hey, if you do another $210, it's another 15. So I got 40 leads. I probably received about probably 10 or 11 so far. Here's the cool part. I woke up this morning. Well, I went to sleep around 2 o'clock and got back up around 5:15. But here's the deal. I had 3 appointments dropped into my calendar because I put my Calendly link on there. And when people were going through the ad that they set up, they clicked on the button, added all their information there. So I have 3 appointments that are set for 1 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday based off of this. $15 a week.
Is that without you calling?
I literally put my Calendly on there and they dropped themselves. They filled out the information and came onto my calendar.
Okay, so I have a question regarding that with the Calendly thing. Can you take and like sync your calendar, say with your iCloud calendar so that, okay.
A couple clicks of a button. That's it. That's all it is.
Okay, now does like what you put on your iCloud calendar, does it just show up as a blacked out, or does it show up at, just show up?
It'll black it out. So here, there's software, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, there's software. And we're going to get back in because I want to make sure Brad has plenty of time to go over his training. This is excellent, though. So, guys, all this stuff in here, I'm just going to click on where you guys see the green button. You can modify, you can change anything on here. This is simple. Even Tim Belo can use it. Yes, Brad.
Hey, before you go too far, why don't we just table mine and let's do this week since we're rolling with it. That way we don't overload everybody.
Got it. I'm cool with that. Or if you're good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll keep going. Perfect.
Yes.
So
it seems like this is important for everybody. So let's just keep it rolling.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Brad.
Thank
so guys,
you, Brad.
all this content, Chester's like, yes. So
I'm sorry.
all this, no, it's fine, man. That's what we're here. So guys, Calendly is $12 or $15 a month. I think I got the premium one, which is 15. It gives you a little bit more functionality that you probably don't need. But here's the deal. Even when you're setting up appointments, you can send somebody your calendar, you can put it in your email, you can text it to people, whatever the case is, right? You can create a custom link, which I'll show you guys here in a second, which it pretty much does it for you. But what happened is I put my Calendly link right there. Okay. And what happens is when somebody sees the ad, they click on the ad. And when they click on the ad, they'll see the link to set up an appointment. I'm going to click this here. When they click on that, this is what they see. They see my calendar. Now, I'm having some minor issues, so I don't typically put anything further out than like a week or two at the most, because guess what happens? Even though this is a digital platform, they're going to forget, even though I have it set up to where it's going to send them reminders and all that. Typically, in the digital world with calendars and stuff like that, you don't want to give them a whole lot of time, if that makes any sense. So I got some work to do this afternoon to get this done. But here's the deal. Somebody can come out here. You can see I've all branded it. I've used our logo, made myself a senior underwriter, right? Life insurance is the most effective way to pass and build wealth. This is what they see when they come out here. Now, the way mine is set up, they have an option to click either phone or Zoom. So we're giving them a choice, because even seniors now they're used to using Zoom now, right? So I'm going to click on Friday, and that's all the available. I run all the way till 10 o'clock at night if somebody wants me to. But they click on the calendar. For those of you guys that haven't seen Calendly, I'm going to click 1:30. I'm going to click confirm, and there it is. All they have to do is put in their name, their email address, obviously all their information. We're going to click Zoom. And then what this does is it sends them the Zoom link and the code. right? Same code you guys use today. Phone number. And then any other additional information there. And then I'm going to hit, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to hit submit. And what it's going to do is it's going to drop itself into their calendar. Now, I'm not going to go through all this. I have mine set up where it goes to their calendar, but it also gives them a text message. And then it just basically shoots information to them the day before, the day of the meeting, and then it shoots them a text and an email about 30 minutes before. So if they don't show up, it's simply because they didn't want to. It's a really, really simple system. Very simple. And Roger, to answer your question, yes, if you have something that's on the books, it will block your calendar out so that you're not crossing, you're not, copying dates over dates. Just called workflow. And then it just goes from your calendar when you connect it. So you can see
I'm sorry, Corey, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
My big thing is I was just wanting to make sure, like, through some of my other contracts that I do, there's I put appointment with a certain such and such person, and all that stuff is confidential. So that's why I was asking if it, when you sync it, if it, they won't see it. Very good.
The only thing they see is what you, the only thing they'll see is what you tell them to see. So you can see this says view my booking page. That's where we just were. If I click on that, this is what they see. This is all they see. They don't actually see your physical calendar. So if I click on the Wednesday, the 22nd, those are the times that I have available. Those are the only times that they'll be able to select. They can pick the time, they hit confirm, and then they pick whether they want this to be Zoom or on the phone. That's it. It's very, very simple.
Awesome.
Like I said, so easy, even Tim Belo can use it. You're welcome. You're welcome, Tim. So a couple of other minor things on here. If you wanted to set up what they call workflow, and I'm not going to cover this, but if you want to set up workflow, all this does is you can see my additional stuff. So invite questions. I'm telling it what questions I want to ask them. Name, email, location, and then the 2 questions, whether it's Facebook or phone. And then it basically has the other feature where I tell it, send them an email. So you can see down at the notifications, email confirmation. So when they hit the button, they get an email confirmation. They get a reminder via email. They get text reminders. So when they hit the button, they're going to get a text reminder. They're going to get an email reminder. And then they're going to get a follow-up once the meeting's over where they can say thank you or, whatever the case is. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. You don't want it to be too clumsy or too cumbersome, but very simple system.
Corey, real quick question.
Yes, sir.
Those options that you just went over, those additional options, do those come with the basic account or the premium?
Yeah, I believe all of it. The difference between the basic and the premium, I think it's like $3. So again, if you don't want all the extra features, I would tell you the $3 might not be worth it. But I'm kind of techie and I like messing around with that stuff and trying to make sure if I can spend $3 a month and that means I get another appointment or 2 that show up, it's worth it to me. I'm going to write it off anyway, right?
Yes, got it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions about this? About Calendly? Super, super, super easy, super effective. Highly recommend it. Again, it's already paid for itself over and over for me. And this is the first time that I've ordered the statewide leads. I haven't had any results yet because I just turned it on. But the great part about this is literally 3 of the leads dropped themselves into my calendar. So all I did was buy the lead. It sent the stuff out. The person clicked on it, dropped themselves into my calendar. It's pretty awesome. So just want you guys to see that. They're not the only, Happy Agent's not the only company that does telesales leads. You guys are going to start seeing tons and tons of that coming up here very soon, just because of what's happening with the transition. But just to speak on that really quick before I go back to recognition, just so you guys know, obviously there's a big push and a big swing to start doing telesales. I'm just telling you guys straight up, telesales is different. If you're going to do telesales, which I recommend you dipping your foot in the water, don't go, well, shoot, I can sit at home and make all my sales now. It's not the same game. It's not. There's a lot of stuff that is the same. Obviously, you're still talking to people. You're still talking to consumers, those kinds of things. But trying to build that rapport that you can in the home for those of us that are good at that, it's tough to do over the phone. It's hard to do over Zoom. It's tougher to do over the phone. I think we said it on Wednesday. You're competing with Jerry Springer and Judge Judy and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do for any virtual appointment that I have, I'm just going to put a quick little 5-step. Hey, please make sure you have a pen and paper. Make sure anybody else that needs to be there to help you make the decision is there. This is a one-time call, just letting them know that up front. Please be ready to make a decision, have checkbook or card ready when we're, those kind of things. So there is no question, there's no mistake, because if you think you're going to get them back on the phone the second time or Zoom the second time, you're kind of sadly mistaken. So I'm working on putting that stuff together to send out to the people. I'll have it done tonight because I got appointments virtually tomorrow as well. All right. Any other questions about that? Because that was a lot. And this meeting is being recorded, by the way, too, so you guys can consume it again if you'd like. All right. You guys know how I'm about recognition. I want to make sure we go for that before the end of the meeting. But Mondays and Thursdays are dial days. If you're new, I will tell you, kind of put your ninja, even if you've been in sales before, put your ninja tricks aside or think that you're going to do it better. You're not. I can tell you that from experience. I've tried it even here, which is stupid. Mondays and Thursdays are dial days. Start dialing at 7:30, 7:45. You think you're going to piss people off. You're not. Triple dialing. It works. So Mondays and Thursdays are our dial days. And I highly recommend you do that because you're going to hear some of the top salespeople across the country making your dials. You will gain knowledge. You will gain information from this, 100%. Here's the other part. On Monday, we didn't have anybody on Monday. So maybe the Monday phone training, there's no value there, which doesn't hurt my feelings. We're just trying to put things in place to help you guys. If that's not something that we'll continue to do, I'll do it again this next Monday coming up. I know it's a holiday, but I don't care. If you want the call, great. If not, we'll remove it. That's okay. I'd rather have my time back if nobody's going to be on. On Wednesday, or actually this is for Brad. So we're here at this meeting right now. On let me see. Fridays we're here. Wednesdays our recruiting meeting. So if those of you guys that are wanting to recruit, or if you're wanting to get yourself through the licensing process faster, thank you, Amy, for that recommendation. I recommend a Wednesday meeting. It's a very exciting meeting, even though we're talking about very dry stuff. So not sure how that meeting ends up being fun, but it is every single week, and we all learn from each other there as well. You guys are here on Friday. And then if anybody wants me to do the Saturday training, if you have questions about applications or where to go to find things, etc., that's what Saturday is for. Okay, I was going to start doing it every other Saturday, but if anybody wants that, I'm happy to do it tomorrow at 8 or 8:30 because I have appointments at 10. So my first appointment's at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And then Sunday, Velocity has a new agent training that they put in on Sundays, and And basically what happens is they go through, they have a top performer come on, they talk about things. There's not a whole lot of training. They just talk about it. But if you guys get value there, that training is on Sundays as well, 5 p.m. Central, 6 Eastern. All right, so let's get into our recognition and get you guys out about your weekend. So string program, we're down to 8, the mighty 8, if you will. Christy Polsak, 3 weeks in a row. Trent Moses, 3 weeks in a row. Jeff Scott, 4 weeks in a row. Gregory Pitts, 5 weeks in a row. It's pretty awesome, Gregory. Renee Barker, you guys, 19 weeks in a row that she's protected the family. Congratulations, Renee. And I just ordered your nameplate for your Queen of String. And when you come in town, if you come in town for the training, we'll get a cool picture to post up there to help with your social media, because I love everything that you're posting out there and I like it and share it every time you do. So 19 weeks, Renee, congratulations. Obviously, you'll get that next few weeks out and get to 24 weeks. Then we have Mr. Tim Belo, 28 weeks strong. Congratulations, Tim. Brad Shearman, 29 weeks in a row that he's protected a family. And what can we say about Mr. Williams, the great one, 32 weeks in a row that he's protected at least one family. Congratulations to all of you guys that are on your strings. Well done. Reference to numbers last week, a little bit of a soft week, but that's okay. We'll bounce back. We got a total of $33,752. We had 32 families help, which is an average of just over $1,000. So that's where we're right where we need to be. So we're not overselling. Jeff, 1208, 2 families protected. Great job, Jeff. Mariana, 1680, 2 families protected. Christy Polsak, 1970. Trent Moses, 2748. Well done, Trent. Mr. Consistency there, Mr. Brad Shearman, 3224. We got Mark Williams at 4482, another solid week, Mark. Tim Belo, 4511. Gregory Pitts, another great week, 4575. Well done, Gregory. And then Renee, again, at the top of the chart, 5732. 36 to take the top spot for the week. So congratulations, Renee, Gregory, and Tim, and everybody that protected families last week. As you guys can see, here's the numbers that you guys have seen on our Slack line. All right, to continue, our top 10 for the month of August. This month is a 5-week month, so pretty excited about that, what we should be able to do for the month here. Again, I'm just going to go, even though we have our top 10 for the month, I'm going to go through these very quickly because I love recognition. Brad Shearman, $6,048 issue paid for the month of August. Jeremiah Drobdy, $7,000 for the month of August. Well done for Jeremiah. Mr. Spagala, $74.76. Gregory Pitts, $82.45. Mariana Bilo, $9,144. Very solid month again, Mariana. And then our top 5, getting into some solid numbers here, $11,590 for Sean Clark. Renee Barker, $13.46. Mark Williams, $15,060 issue paid for the month. Tim Bilo, $15.85. Marky edgy there by $25. And then Mr. Kevin Gilbert, $15,568 to lead the way. Very nicely done for Kevin. Kevin's been in the top 3 the last 4 months in a row. So well done by him. Our month was very soft at $152,000, but that means 153 families on average were protected for the month. I'm more proud of that than our number. Our numbers will go up as, from a sales perspective. Last couple of things here. Thursday, for those of you guys that are new, Thursday is our Monday. It's the first day of the week for us. Coming in the number 3 spot, protecting a family yesterday, Mr. Trent Moses, continuing on with his string, 396. There's the great one again, 2806 yesterday. Nicely done, Mark, helping 3 families. And huge day yesterday for Sean Clark, 4605, protecting 1 family yesterday. For those of you guys that are new, you've probably never seen this. These are the levels of production. So it can be either monthly or weekly or even by the day. So starting at the bottom, I'm only going to give a couple of examples here, but bronze, 10,000 issue pay in a month means you're a bronze level producer. Obviously, if you issue that in a week, you'd be a $10,000 issue pay bronze level producer for the week. And you can see it just continues to go up. Silver, 15,000, gold, 20,000. IP stands for issue paid premium. That means they've made the first payment and they've issued the policy to your client. AP stands for annualized premium. So if you wrote somebody it was $100 a month, 100 times 12 is 1,200. That 1,200 will be annualized premium. Americo pays a 8% bonus if you've issued more than $45,000 with them. We probably have until the end of the year, probably the first, second week of December. Those checks typically go out December 15th, right before Christmas. They'll start to send email out letting you know how far away you are from hitting that bonus. Recommend you keeping your eyes on this. We had some people that made some pretty solid bonuses last 6-month period, and we had 3 or 4 on our team that hit that. So they pay you 8% on everything that you have on the books, which is pretty solid. Last thing here, last 2 things I should say, and then I'll open it back up for questions and close out with our leadership. Annual convention, February 2nd through the 5th. Please get registered. Even if you're on the fence of if you're going or not, it's going to be at Lone Depot Park. That's where I believe the Marlins play. It's going to be pretty cool to have a convention there. I guarantee if you go and attend, your business will change when you come back. That's 100% promise. Just being around some of the top performers and producers across the country. We will post that link. Work spots, 2 more things here. Work spots. If you're not a part of work spots, that's okay. But what it does is provide you discounts on leads, as well as some other major brands across the country, Nike, Office Max, just all kinds of stuff. Best Buy. It's a pretty cool system, and it gives you access to offices across the country. I think we're well over 200 offices now. Obviously, our St. Louis office is one. Gives you refreshments and just all kinds of things. Options of printing. So if you're even if you're just printing, our guys in our office that have work spots, our printer's going to be coming here in just a few weeks. You're going to be able to print 500 copies a month with no additional charge. You couldn't do that for cheap at home. So think about that. That would be worth the membership just to begin with. If you haven't signed up, if you do sign up for work spots, please make St. Louis your home, and we'll go from there. Last thing is the referrals. I know Gregory Pitch, starting to hear you talk about this more. If you're not asking for referrals when you're in the home, you're crazy. You're leaving money on the table, A. And B, if you do this consistently for a year, you will have a straight referral business and not have to buy any leads. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. any questions of anything that I know I sound like an auctioneer, but any questions that you guys have about anything that we covered today? Great meeting, and the questions and stuff for the leads and things that are coming up. But any other questions, concerns before we go back to our leadership?
Corey, I was actually making a note when you were going over the list for like the telesales. Can you just tell me real quick what you said? Please make sure you have a pen and paper available. Make sure anybody you need to help make a decision.
Right. So guys, I'm actually going, because I've done a couple of telesales before, even prior to, before I heard it was like a thing that they didn't want us to do. I'll put a training together, and actually what I'll do is I'll cover it next week and even on Saturday if you guys want me to. It's very simple. I'm going to cover this in like 10 seconds. All you do is take, actually even better than that, guys. Let me do this really quickly. I mean, super quick. See if I can find it. If not, I will make sure I'll do a quick video. I thought I had it on here. Bear with me for 1 second, you guys. If I can't find this, and okay, here it is. I'm gonna make this very quick. So I want to be respectful of you guys' time, but okay, great question, Renee. All righty. Okay, for those of you guys that missed it, it should still be out there on Facebook. But Ginger L is somebody that's with our company. She's never done anything but virtual sales. I don't think she had any sales experience before she got here. She averages $11,000, $12,000 a week. Now, keep in mind, I know that sounds appealing, but don't just dive into that. Make sure you're kind of doing a combination of both. And if you want to switch and go full digital, that's perfectly fine. Run your business how you see fit. But we are going to start integrating more training with virtual and selling in the home. And that was now, since we're putting that training together, that's going to be a portion of our training that we have for our next level training that's coming up on the 21st, 22nd. I just said training 100 times in 8 seconds, by the way. So this is what it looks like. And I actually done the same thing before I even knew that this was the proper way to do it. I have all my licenses, or most of them, on the screen. And what I do is if I'm talking to somebody in Texas, I'll move my Texas license up. If it's somebody in Illinois, I just move my Illinois license up. So they see my Illinois license for credentialing. Here's the other thing you want to do. You want to send this to them ahead of time. Text it to them. I think I showed Brad or somebody this yesterday where I actually set an appointment up like that, sent a copy of my license and all that stuff to the person, driver's license, and sent it over to them, and they set an appointment with me via text. I called the lead. They didn't answer. I sent this over and they set an appointment. You go figure, right? So after that, all you're going to do is the exact same thing. This might look different, but it's the exact same thing. You want to build a little bit of credibility, and then you're going to go over the form that we have. Let me do this here really quickly so you guys know what I'm talking about. This is on the Genesis website. All this is the intake form. You guys can put this on there. Where'd it go? I just put this on the screen, but I have it in a format where it's shrink down so they can see the whole deal, right? So I'm going to show them that just like you would do in the home. That's all she's doing here. Picture of me and my daughter, Bailey. And then you're just going to go through the standard stuff just like you would in the home. Now, if you're doing it via Zoom, you can do this. It's going to be a heck of a lot more effective, and have them share their camera if you can. That's something you're going to want to put in that email to Renee, that they can share their camera so that you can see them and they can see you. Now, if they're seniors or they've never used Zoom before, you might have a little bit of a challenge with it. And if you're trying to run appointments every hour on the hour, just be mindful of that. All right. You're going to go through all the information just like you would in the home. 3 things we're going to do today: something affordable, something comfortable, and we're going to apply for coverage today. They're not willing to do those things even virtually. Just keep it moving because they're not going to buy. This is actually the exact same information. If I go back to our website, this is the exact same information that's out there, right? Heart attack, cancer, stroke, rheumatoid arthritis, all that kinds of stuff. And then this is just the financial inventory form. Hers just looks a little bit different. And then from there, you're going to apply for coverage and give them options. Hopefully that helps you guys. And I'm going to clean these up. I'll put these on Slack so you guys have them. You guys should have received an email from home office with that exact same content in there. So just be looking for email. So Renee, in short, when I send the email to people, it's just, I'm going to keep it to 5 to 7 steps because that's normal. Please make sure you're in a quiet place with, no TV, no distractions. The person that needs to be there with you to make the decision. So if they have a kid or loved one or whatever the case is, that they're there. Make sure you have pen and paper. Make sure you have however you're going to pay. Make sure that information, you have that there, whether it's card or check, preferably checking account, savings, or whatever the case is. Make sure that you're allotting 30 to 40 minutes or however long you want your appointments to be, and be ready to make a decision one way or the other. That's essentially what my stuff's going to be. And it might be 1 through 5, 1 through 7. I'll clean that up. But that's what I'm going to email to them before the meeting. So there is no guesswork. Any other questions? Amy, back to you if you have anything to add.
I am good.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Gregory, how are you going to close us out, my friend? I think I caught Greg. He's probably on the phone or something.
No, I'm right.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I'm getting ready to go to an appointment. I got an appointment at 10th. Well, it's we're an hour ahead of you guys. But I'm about to call Miss Diana. She already called me this morning. We're supposed to have an appointment yesterday. Her phone broke. She's like, I'm calling you as soon as I get done with this meeting here. I do have one question though. Did everybody get an email from home office? Because I never got one about the after the follow.
Yeah, I didn't either. It didn't. We didn't get it.
Let me find it, and then I'll see if there should be a link to it or whatever.
Oh, Corey, also that form, the one that does the cost effectiveness of the leads.
I'm working on that.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird way they sent it out. It was locked up, and I'm working on that now. I'm with you. Thank you.
And the last thing, this is a great time. Holiday, everybody wants to relax and all of that. I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to catch people at home, chilling, relaxing, and all of that, to be able to set up appointments with them and stop by to see them, or do it virtually now. So don't give up on the weekend. I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to do this. See people. All right. Thanks, Corey.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And then Mark, we'll let you close out, man. Anything you'd add before we let everybody jump?
No, just keep in mind it's a 5-week month. So individually, got that extra week, obviously, to boost our production, but team-wise, we need to get Genesis to 500. So I feel like with that extra week, that can happen for us. Other than that, keep on grinding. My team's starting to grow some legs, and wanted to give Jeff some props. He's been here 4 weeks, written business every week, so consistency is what it's all about. So that's really all I got.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thank you, guys. Guys, thank you for make sure we don't have any other questions typed in here. Thank you guys for listening to me for the past hour. I know I can ramble on, but trust me, our heart's in the right place to do everything we can to help you guys. You guys call if you need us. We're here to support you. Thank you guys for everything. Have a great weekend. Please stay safe. As Gregory said, people are home. They're going to be in a great mood. It's a great time to try to catch them and protect some families and make some money for yours as well. Bye for now, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good luck,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Have a good day.